Which that moves nicely into my next rapid fire, which in 2003, um, Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas comes out.
No wave is too huge. No enemy is too powerful. For the most daring thief on the seven seas. Sinbad!
Yeah.
But the greatest challenge he'll ever face
We're going to die!
is the newest member of his crew.
A ship is no place for a woman.
You are the most ungrateful, impossible, insufferable.
I'd like to introduce you to your new bunkmate. Oh, if he starts hugging your leg, it means he likes you.
And it's funny because as I'm watching it, Justin's like Disney knockoffs or whatever, and so I look into this one, and I find out that this one literally was going to be a Disney movie.
Yeah, well, it's because I had just watched my own Disney knockoff, and I went, yeah, this is this. What I think I guessed. I was like, this had to have come out in what? No, you said 2003.
This came out in 2003, but so
how long had it been in development though?
Well, the originally, development began. I'm just gonna read this because it's just development began when Ted Elliott and Terry Rossio developed the story of Sinbad in the vein of the story of Damon and Pythias before settling on a love triangle. The project was canceled in 1993. So this was originally conceived at Disney in 1993.
During the peak of the Renaissance. It was during the peak of the Renaissance.
And then Jeffrey Katzenberg left Walt Disney, co-founded DreamWorks. They did Dream, Prince of Egypt, yada yada yada, and then years later came back to this idea and did it over at DreamWorks.
I wouldn't.
So it's literally a Disney movie that a former Disney animator made at DreamWorks.
I wouldn't say that Prince of Egypt is a Disney knockoff, but this definitely is. This is a Disney knockoff. This wants to be Disney. This wants to be Disney. And yeah, there's a series of those movies between like
there's
1997, 1998 to like 2005, where like they desperately want to be, they're 2D animated movies and they desperately want to be Disney.
There's Road to El Dorado.
Yeah.
There's like a whole bunch of them.
They're
I wouldn't
that
be
Disney
surprised.
Renaissance. They want to be Disney movies really bad.
I wouldn't be surprised if Road to El Dorado was made by the same person.
Road to El Dorado also that one is also a Disney knockoff because they brought in Elton John to do the soundtrack. Like it absolutely is a Disney knockoff.
But and then this is where I will say
very good, but
to talk about the actual movie itself.
But also,
I enjoy this because it's a Disney knockoff.
Well, I was gonna say not all Disney knockoffs are bad. Like some of them they knock off Disney quite well, and this is one of them where it's an all right Disney knockoff. Like Anastasia is an all right Disney knockoff, but it doesn't change the fact that it's a Disney knockoff. But yeah,
absolutely.
I recall this one being very pretty. I think it just came out at a bad time. Like as to my knowledge, bombed badly. It did not do well.
Budget 60 million, box office 80 million. So yeah, it didn't do very well.
I think it did okay on DVD because I remember them advertising it a ton on television when it went on DVD and VHS. So I think it did really well at home. But
see, what's funny about this one
is
of
those 2D DreamWorks movies did very well, which is why they stopped making them.
Well, they developed a cult following. So like Road to El Dorado, I don't think it did particularly well, but it definitely has a cult following where a lot of people like it now.
DreamWorks movies didn't really do well until Shrek. That was kind of the first time that they.
This came out after Shrek.
That's what I'm saying. So this would have been in development well before Shrek. You got to remember that TV animated movies take a while. So they were probably making this when they were making Shrek, and I guarantee you they thought this would be the big winner. They're like, it's the TV animated movie. Disney is hot right now.
Maybe, but either way, hold on. Let's actually look at their filmography. Shrek came out in 2001, so yeah, this was 2003. Yeah, this was probably in development at the same time as Shrek.
Also, and I realized this when I was watching Gods of Egypt, but
Funny enough, Ants and Prince of Egypt are their two first
I
ones.
sort of had the realization that, like, culturally, the thing people are most familiar with is Greek mythology. Like, Greek mythology has really landed in the cultural zeitgeist. And like, Hollywood constantly
It's
tries
because
to
it's
make other mythology stick, and it just never does. And this is an example of, like, Sinbad and the Arabian Tales, of Hollywood trying to make these stories stick, and it just doesn't. It just doesn't have the same.
no, not really. I mean, I would say, yeah, Greek does because I mean it's just been around a long time, and
It's just been around longer.
it just also makes for easy stories
I
too.
I think well, I mean, to be fair, it's probably also racism.
Oh, yeah, definitely part of it. I didn't want to say that, but yeah,
Islamophobia, whatever.
definitely part of it. Well, I mean, there's a reason why the characters in this movie don't
They all look
look,
white. They all look
yeah,
white. They all look
yeah,
white.
yeah.
The
They
lead
look,
guy is Brad Pitt, right?
they follow, yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I mean, I see, yeah, Brad Pitt, yeah.
it's Brad Pitt. Yeah,
Um,
I remember that.
it follows
The whitest guy on the planet.
this movie definitely follows the El Dorado, the Aladdin,
Yup.
track record of um the characters don't look as they probably should.
Nope. 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 They don't.
But it's still a good movie. It's not my favorite of all of
Yeah,
these
I
ones,
think
but
it has some of that weird 2D, 3D stuff that was happening around
yeah,
that
there's this
time,
one there's one Big Bird which I think is in like a weird 2D 3D
from what I
thing.
recall.
But what's funny is I can't actually tell you the first time I watched this movie. I don't actually remember what made me watch it, when, why.
I
It wasn't as a kid.
don't think I've ever seen it in its entirety.
Um, right, and the fact that you haven't tells me that I did it as an adult,
Yep.
and I couldn't tell you why.
I've seen parts of it, but I've never seen the whole thing.
Um,
Not to my knowledge, anyway. I don't recall having seen the whole thing.
but like of my DreamWorks favorite ones, it's up there, but it doesn't beat El Dorado. El Dorado is still better.
Yeah, fair enough. Totally fair.
That's Sinbad, Legend of the Seven Seas.
You know what?
That being said, had there been a sequel to this movie, I probably would watch it.
We're gonna swap this around, so then we have the Disney knockoffs together. So my next one, and okay, this was so funny. So like, okay, my next one is a movie called. I have to say the title because sometimes I don't say the title, and then it makes editing the video hard. Because I think I'm gonna lump this and Sinbad together as Disney. We're gonna call this Disney knockoffs or something, depending on how long.
Well, it should be Disney knockoffs. ... They can't all be
They
good.
can't all be good. It depends on how long Quest for Camelot ends up being. But anyway, so my next one is a movie called Quest for Camelot.
In an age of great hopes and daring dreams,
One day, I will be a knight, like father.
Yes, when you're old enough, Kaylee.
a brave quest
Camelot.
is about to begin.
I want to go on grand adventures. I want to go to Camelot.
Warner Brothers Family Entertainment presents Quest for Camelot. A story of wizardry and wonder, rebels and romance, danger and so scary. An enchanted time.
Excalibur has given us.
And this movie has been very interesting to me because, like, to my recollection, it's a movie that nobody remembers. Like, nobody ever talks about this movie. I've never heard anybody say anything good about this movie, say anything particularly, like, no one ever said anything about it. The only reason why I remember this movie is because, and Jordan has said this a few times this week when I've talked about it, is I've only ever seen it as a commercial on a VHS tape when I was a kid. That's why I remember. I remember a commercial for it on a VHS tape. That's the only reason. Like, I otherwise don't remember anything about it.
And even then, I barely remember the commercial. I really just remember the part where there's the what I assume is the main character is singing, and there's the two-headed dragon, and one of them has a long, skinny neck, and the other one has a fat neck.
I just remember the part of the commercial where they sing this song where it's like, "If I didn't have you," I just remember that.
That might be what I'm talking about.
This movie is a Disney knockoff. This movie, when I was watching it, I was like, this movie wants to be a Disney movie. This had to have come out in 1998. Because I'm like, this looks like it came out just after the Disney Renaissance, and every other company is trying to catch up to what Disney, because that Disney was so ahead of the curve with the Disney Renaissance. This movie is trying to be one of the Disney Renaissance. It has everything. It has a villain song that is awful. It sounds terrible. It's one of the worst villain songs I've ever heard. It's got the I Want song. She's got a song which is basically just Part of Your World from Little Mermaid. It's got the bad sidekick song. It's got the bossy the lead girl who's like not a girl boss, but you know she's a spunky. It's got it even steals from Tangled,
and
which doesn't.
And it's got the Celine Dion song.
Well, hold on, we're getting to the Celine Dion song. It's got
Celine Dion.
It's got a love interest. And it's not particularly interesting. It's just ripping off Disney. The animation looks like shit. It's one of the cheapest looking animated movies I've ever seen in my life. It looks cheap. The characters look awful. Cary Elwes is the main lead guy who's blind. It's real bad. And then just out of nowhere, Jordan's already mentioned it, out of nowhere, the prayer from Celine Dion starts playing. Out of nowhere. I was like, what the fuck? And like, I looked it up, and yeah, the prayer by Celine Dion was written for this movie. It was written for this movie. And so I made a video of it, which I'm going to play for you here. I pray you will be my eyes and watch her. Is that the prayer by Celine Dion? And help her to be wise. Help me to let go. That is the prayer. And I sent that video to Jordan, and and I went, like, what is... Sorry. How is this song, this famous Celine Dion song that everyone knows, how did I have no idea it originated in this shitty animated movie? Like, this movie is terrible. And I'm like, I assume nobody remembers this movie. And then I posted that video onto TikTok, and that TikTok blew up. It now is close to 5,000 views. It has hundreds of likes. It has a shit ton of comments of people being like, this is from Quest for Camelot. One person went so far as to comment, I'm sad that you don't know what this movie is. But like, I'm watching the movie. I obviously know what the movie is. I put the movie on. How would I put the movie on if I didn't know what the movie was called?
Blindfold?
Blindfold, apparently. I went, that one. And I had a bunch of comments. Of people
either that or they think that I pick your movies for you and don't tell you what they are. Maybe. That's a whole different premise of a show.
This was on my personal page, so it wasn't. It's not under the context of the podcast, so they have no idea about that. But it was a bunch of comments being like, it's Quest for Camelot. I love this movie. It's a beloved movie, and I was like, what? Really? But this movie, this movie didn't do anything. Like, there's no shitty straight to DVD sequels. Like, it bombed horribly. It's fun fact, one of the first 2D animated theatrical movie that Warner Brothers did, and this is the one that precedes Iron Giant. So this thing bombed horribly, and then they went on to make Iron Giant, an actual good movie. Yeah, it's bizarre. Like. The guy who sings for Cary Elwes' character sounds nothing like Cary Elwes. I sent that a clip to you where I was like, yeah, that voice doesn't match that body. What the fuck? Like, yeah, it really is. It really is. It wants to be Aladdin. That's what this is. It's like they went, well, what if we gave the Aladdin treatment to it's like the
Camelot.
To Camelot. It's Aladdin and Little Mermaid like mashed together. The bad guy's terrible. He flip-flops between, like, they want him to be scary and menacing, but he has a really foppish, like, goofy voice, and he's got like a goofy sidekick character who's an axe that comes to life, who is voiced by Jaleel White, so he's Sonic the Hedgehog. And
That's distracting.
It's super distracting. It's a ripoff of Disney, right down to the fact that the main lead guy, he's got a sidekick who's a falcon. He's a silver tipped falcon. And
a boo?
He's just a boo. He's just a boo. It's voiced by Frank Welker, who is literally just doing a boo. A boo's voice. It's a boo. Like, it's what, again, I don't want to say it is probably, one of the worst animated movies I've ever seen. I was like, this is astonishingly terrible. It was and I'm sure I'm gonna get like roasted in the comics for saying this is bad.
Oh, you
like,
are definitely going to. Yeah.
I love this movie. It's a beloved piece of my childhood. But like, I was like, this is awful. No wonder I didn't watch this. Like, yeah, it was bad. It was bad. It was a bad movie. I was shocked at how bad it was. That's it. That's the Disney knockoff. Those are the Disney knockoffs. Hey there, everybody. It's NCAR Justin here again. Let me know down in the comments. Do you remember these Disney knockoffs? One of which it wasn't very good. Quest for Camelot. It wasn't very good. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Feel free to yell at me to your heart's content. But in the meantime, if you would like to see the full podcast that this video is from, our fantasy special, but also we talked about Superman, you can click the box on the left. Or if you want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you will enjoy, you click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week, including a brand new fresh podcast on Sunday. Or you can just leave us a like. That helps us out too. We'll see you all in the next video. Have a good day, everybody.